Hello again, Big Spring families. This video discussing the inauguration trip scheduled for our Big Spring Bulldogs January 18th through 21st of 2017. This video is focusing on costs and also taking a look at next steps after enrollment. Again, my name is lhetrick and I'm a social studies teacher here at Big Spring. This is my contact information. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Ask your students to come and see me. If there's anything you'd like to discuss regarding this trip, I'm here to answer your questions or to find out the answers to your questions. So we alluded to this a little bit in the last video. In addition to your tour program fees, which I'll talk about those in a minute, additional costs that are not included would be souvenirs, lunches, and snacks. We will have at least 2 informational orientation meetings, if you will, prior to travel. You'll get a packing list, what to bring, what not to bring, and we will talk about food and lunches and whatnot. Since we're out and about on program, usually lunches will be a food court in a museum, for example. So I suggest about $20 per person per day for lunch and for miscellaneous snacks. You know your child best. If your child eats a lot, maybe you want to budget a little less. If your child is going to bring some snacks from home, you might not need to budget as much. As far as souvenirs, back in our trip in 2013, our students really didn't buy that much. Some purchased inauguration t-shirts, sweatshirts, that type of thing, and other than the gift shops at some of the museums, there really weren't a lot of opportunities to purchase items. So we were kind of limited on that front. Something else that I would like to discuss with you is called the Anytime Protection Plan. Students, you're not going to be very interested in this. This is more for your parents. If you have the booklet from your students, if you need one, please come and see me. I'm in room 317 at the high school. If you're looking at the booklet that has the students on it that are smiling, if you open up the book to page 14, I'll put a screenshot of this in the Google Drive folder that all of your students have access to just in case. But you have the opportunity to purchase the Anytime Protection Plan, not the Basic Protection Plan, just Anytime Protection Plan. It's a one-time fee of $199. You can cancel your tour at any time for any reason, getting the maximum allowable refund. I've had students do things like this before if they know there's a chance that they might not be able to go on program, a sick family member or something like that. There are specific things that you would get your money back for, even if it happened. So some of the details on that would be on page 19 of the booklet. It's called Extraordinary Events. And this was actually a question brought up by, I believe, one of our parents last night at the meeting, was saying if there's a lot of snow, what would EF do? So there's a list of things that you would get, essentially a voucher for a future trip. In all my years of travel, that's never actually happened, but I wanted to let you know that this insurance plan was available. Sign up for your insurance plan when you're doing your enrollment if this is something you're choosing to do. So again, the Anytime Protection Plan, canceling at any time for any reason, maximum allowable refund, and full details are available at that phone number. So I'm going to head over to the Google Drive, and again, your students have access to this. I'm pulling up the tour price quote. I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit. I apologize if the image is a little skewed on your end. So you can see, just a little bit. So you can see information up here, our tour number, and it says right here, tour website. And even in this PDF, I can hover over it. It's a hyperlink, and I can click. Choosing to enroll in our program is just as simple as going to this website. It just double check that our tour number and group leader name is here. The tour number right here, that 1762890UM, it's here on this tour price quote. It is also on the cover of the booklet that has the students smiling. If you picked up one, the number is there on the top, either on a label or it's handwritten there for you. So again, I clicked that hyperlink, took me right here, enroll now, and you can follow the appropriate steps here to enroll completely online if you choose to do so. But I'm jumping ahead of myself, I apologize. Let's talk about the price. So let's take a look at the sticker value. 40 to 44 students is the range that we are aiming for. I don't want to go above 44. This is kind of like a sweet spot, if you will, for educational travel. Our price per student, $879. At this point, myself, Ms. Kraus, the guidance counselor, one of the counselors here at the high school, and Mr. Myers, a chemistry teacher here at the high school, have all expressed interest in going as chaperones. At this point, we're not opening the tour to friends or parents or family members of our students. Down the road, that might be something that we revisit, but at this point, we're just looking at students. Your experience over here on the right, let's take a look. Your experience includes round-trip transportation from Big Spring High School all the way to Washington, all of our transportation during the trip and the way back. We will not be taking the metro. We will not be taking any other public transportation. We have a chartered coach bus for the duration of our tour. Overnight accommodations, 3 stars or higher. 4 years ago, we stayed in a Sheraton. It was in Annapolis, which I thought, that's really far away from Washington, but you know what? It really was not that bad at all. I don't know where our hotel is exactly going to be. We have overnight security in the hotels, so this makes sure that our students, once they're in their rooms, they stay there, that students are not going to each other's rooms, and also to make sure that the general public is not walking through our floor of the hotel. So that's a really nice safety measure that I've only ever seen with EF. Meals, breakfasts, and dinners. Again, lunches are on your own. Breakfast will often be at the hotel, and I encourage our students to grab an extra piece of fruit or an extra pastry to have as a snack later on in the day. Meals are at sit-down restaurants, not fast food, and they were great 4 years ago. All tips and gratuities. Usual gratuities for a tour director would be $5 per person per day. That is all included in your program fee. Guided tours and activities, admission to Mount Vernon, for example, our evening activity, whether it's bowling or something else. Our tour director, he or she will stay in the hotel with us. So let's say there's an emergency and a student needs to go to the hospital, that tour director will arrange it, and chances are that tour director will probably come with us to make sure that everything is handled. So they are at our beck and call for the duration of the program. A lot of other resources available. I'm thankful for me as a chaperone, for you as a parent, and again, while we're on program, 24/7 support from EF. They also carry $50 million worth of liability insurance. You can take a look at the policy in the book. When I first saw the sticker price, it's a big number. I'm not going to lie to you. It is a big number. So what I do with every single trip that I take with students, I crunch the numbers. So another document that's in here for you, it says expenses chart direct. Go ahead and open that PDF at some point when you have a chance. I have a more detailed version of this if you'd like to see it, but I essentially imagined if I were to plan this without the use of EF, how much things would cost. So this is a breakdown of just pricing out what an experience like this might cost if we were to have 20 participants. Okay, that's based on 20 participants. So I'm just going to explain the first few just so you get the idea. And if you'd like me to schedule a phone conference or a sit-down meeting to go through all of it in detail, I'll be more than happy to do that. Transportation. Our coach bus from Big Spring to Washington, throughout DC and our program, and also the way home. I estimated $1,000 per day. When we do our fall one-day trip to Washington, the best price that we can get is $1,800. We're paying for the driver. Our driver has to have hotel rooms. We're paying for fuel, insurance. We're paying for their parking fees, tolls, all of those types of things. So I estimate about $1,000 per day. Taking that times 4 days, that's $4,000, divided by 20 participants, about $200 per person per day is what we would expect for a charter bus. Hotels, again, 3-star or higher. I didn't get to say before, they are quadruple occupancy, but keep in mind you're there to sleep and to take a shower. We'll take care of our roommate stuff later, but you can pay an additional fee for doubles. Again, I don't think it's financially worth it, but as a family, you can make that decision. At this point, in-town DC hotel rooms for Inauguration weekend are going for $400 a piece. Outside of DC that weekend are at least $200 per room. I estimated at $300. 3 nights, that's $900, divided by 4 people, because it's quadruple occupancy, $225 for a hotel for the entire trip. So you're already at $425 worth of expenses. So I have estimates for overnight security in the hotel, meals, our courier, our 24/7 guide and support. And the second page, you can see I even looked evening tour of DC, guided tour of the monuments, the Mount Vernon tour. I went to the Mount Vernon website. You can buy $17 tickets in advance online. The inaugural ball, prom is about $40 or $42 per person. So it's about like a prom type of event. Evening event, bowling, skating, whatever we happen to do, backpack, and all of our tips and gratuities. So again, this is just an estimate, just a little food for thought. It's about $900 if we were to do it on our own. That's no travel insurance. That's no 24/7 support. That's us navigating on our own. So the EF, Explore America. Well, Education First, Explore America. They have a really long name. I apologize. Student tour price is $879. If you choose the Anytime Protection Plan, you're looking at about $1,000. Again, lunches are not included. Souvenirs are not included either. So I don't want to push you. Ms. Krause and Mr. Myers, we're not going to push any of you. We want to make sure your questions are answered, but we're not going to be doing any aggressive recruiting. Please let us know if you have questions, because that's our job to help you through this. If you as a family choose to move forward and enroll with this program, there are 3 easy ways to do it. Paying in full at the time that you enroll. You can do it through a checking account. You can also do it via credit card. The automatic payment plan, there's no additional charge for you. You make your $99 deposit. That secures your spot and also secures the rate of the trip. $99. And either once a month or twice a month, you can have the tour amount divided amongst the number of payments removed from, again, your checking account or your credit card. So someone who enrolled at our Thursday meeting, they're paying $44 twice a month from now until we get ready to travel. You get a little bit of an extension here. If you were to just pay the deposit, you have until September 30th, 2016 to pay. September 30th. That's 110 days before the tour. If you sign up for the automatic payment plan, it's almost like you get an additional over a month going on, I'm doing mental math here, 2 months, an additional 2 months to pay, which is absolutely outstanding. The third option is the manual payment plan. There's a $40 fee. I've had students do this before who have jobs and they're the ones who are paying for the tour. You pay the $99 deposit. There's a $40 plan fee. And as you have a chance, you make payments. You can pay $100 this month and you might pay $50 the next month. So that's a different option. My suggestion would be the automatic payment plan if you're not able to pay in full right away. So everything that you get, we've already talked about all of these items. Lunches are not included on our tour. Lunches are not included on our tour. So again, all of the things that we get, and if you were to do it as monthly payments, $98 a month for the next 8 months in preparation for our tour. So if you're interested in enrolling, here are some things to think about. You can do it online. Again, that information is on the tour price quote. You can go straight to our website. You can do it over the phone. They're there Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until about 5 or 5:30 p.m. You just need that tour number that is there. You can also mention my name and they are able to look it up. So some important reminders to summarize everything. April 30th is the end of what I'm calling the early bird registration. After April 30th, the price increases by $20. So if you are planning on going, if at all possible, please put in that $99 deposit prior to April 30th. At this point, at the time I'm making this video, which is the afternoon of April 22nd, we already have 5 students enrolled. Our limit is going to be 44. So it's going to be based on the date that you make that deposit. You can sign up after April 30th, that's not a problem, but again, the price will be increased by about $20 from what you saw on the previous screen. You may enroll by phone, online, and also by mail. There is an envelope and an application in the little booklet that has the smiling students' faces on it. After registration, you'll get a confirmation email both from EF they notify me, and I'll also make contact with you. After that April 30th day, I will email the entire group giving some additional details on fundraising, because if financials are kind of the concern, I completely understand. I've been there. We'll come up. We have a number of ways to raise the necessary funds for your student to go, and some things to think about during the summer months. We'll have a meeting date in September, and we'll also have a meeting date prior to departure, probably in December before the holidays. Again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to let me know. I know there was a lot of information in a very short period of time, but this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for your students, I'm very, very excited about. I hope you can feel my excitement, and I hope that you are excited too. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.